Hey guys, welcome to the review show. My name's Austin, and Fast X is the 10th film in the Fast and the Furious franchise, and it's part 1 to the end of the franchise of 2 or 3 movies. We don't know yet. That's what they say, at least. It's about time if that's true, but who knows with these movies, I guess. Over many missions against impossible odds, Dom Toretto and his family have outsmarted and overdriven every foe in their path. Now they must confront the most lethal opponent they've ever faced. Finally, we have made it to the Fast and the Furious X, Fast and Furious 10 movie. I have been doing a series leading up to this film. I enjoy most of the Fast and the Furious movies. Mostly I enjoy 1 through 5. 6 I think is okay. 7 I give that film more respect because of the passing of Paul Walker, and it's not terrible. It's actually pretty good, and it's still in the realm of realism like 6 is, besides the third act. And X8 kind of took it to a different level, and then it just took it even more stupid, and where mostly everyone agreed that one was terrible. And so now we have Fast X, and I can say I did have some of a good time. I don't know why I was messing with my words there. Yeah, I was laughing throughout this film. I have accepted the stupidity what these films have became, and so it's better than 9, but that's not saying that much. But the problems I have with some moments in this movie is something I still had problems with in the previous films, and something I won't really let go, because I can accept, stupid action and okay, fine, they became from racers to spy action freaking idiots, I guess. That stuff I can accept, but I cannot accept when freaking a human jumps to one car into another car with no momentum trying to get into that car, or a bomb ramming into said car and not blowing up. Those are moments that I can't really accept. There's a lot of stuff like that. Even the dialogue was very, very cringeworthy. I was getting sick of the dialogue in the movie, because there's literally lines in the movie breaking basically the fourth wall, basically saying Dom Toretto's team has somehow broken the rules of physics, and it's like, what? And even in the same scene, it's in this dome room around screens of it's showing Dom and his family doing these missions that are just straight scenes from other movies, and it's like, how did you get this footage, for one? And because it's not like there was a camera guy actually there showing these exact shots, catching news footage. And I saw this with threads. One friend said, "Oh, you're not supposed to think about it. It's not supposed to make sense." And it's like, even the dumb films I like still make sense though. Fast 5, yes, it's ridiculous that they were dragging a safe through the streets of Rio, but that's somewhat, I can buy that. I can get my head around that and allow that to be, forgiven, because it doesn't ruin my suspicions of disbelief. And so in this film, there's a lot of moments still where it's ridiculousness of driving down a dam. I'm like, this is fucking dumb. And bombs showing up in places that weren't before. And there's so many continuity errors like that in this film. For example, in my Fast 9 review, I mentioned that the post-credit scene with Han and Jason Statham, I don't know why I was blanking his name. He had the short hair in Fast 9, and the post-credit scene, he had the short hair and all that. And that's a pickup scene from that movie in the post-credit scene in this movie, and he has the long hair. It's that's stuff that I notice and I cannot really ignore, because there's other stupidity upon that building it up, where I'm just like, all right, well, I gotta point that out, because it's just might as well, since I'm pointing out all these other things. Now, the positive thing is I enjoyed it more than Fast 9. I enjoyed it probably on the same level as Fate of the Furious. I enjoyed the opening. This opening scene was pretty fun. I mean, it's a scene from a previous movie that builds upon that movie, but it was still fun, and it was very entertaining. And Jason Momoa, who steals this movie, he really shines and he knew what he was getting into, so he's just like going bonkers crazy with his performance, and he brought something to this franchise that I really liked his performance from. He might not be like the most intimidated like villain that we've had previously in the previous films, but he is honestly probably one of the best villains in any of the films, because he just takes it, he does his own thing. It's a lot of fun, and there's some ones I'm like, okay, I can believe this guy being pissed off of Dom, because he's the son of one of the previous villains in the previous movies, and so he wants revenge. Like anyone in the previous films, like we had Cypher, who was pissed off, who's in this film, but they try to, but the problem with the Fast and the Furious franchise, they try to make each villain from the previous film a good guy, like Jason Statham was, and so it's just like, I don't know why just make them a villain, just make them pure evil, because they try to do something with her character, and half the characters in this movie are pointless. Like, if you're not Jason Momoa or Vin Diesel, you have no purpose in this movie. And like, even like for the new people, like Brie Larson, she has 0 point of view in this movie. I don't like her as a performer. Her personality outside of that, I don't like, but I don't let that affect my experience with the movie. I don't look at the characters as the actors. I look at them as their character, and I don't like Vin Diesel, and so I don't degrade the movie because of Vin Diesel. I degrade the movie on his performance and what the movie is trying to do. I give Brie Larson the same benefit, and she is, as a performer in this movie, she's fine, but her character has no purpose in the movie. She maybe has 10 minutes of screen time in the whole entire thing, maybe a little bit more. She has no purpose in this movie, like most characters. And I think every character has maybe around 20 minutes of screen time in the whole entire movie, and most of the time they're in the same scene together, so it's not like each character has 20 minutes in their separate scenes. Like, that is just combined in general, and the rest goes to Vin Diesel, Jason Momoa. Even Jason Momoa kind of appears back in and out, but it's just mostly Vin Diesel trying to go around and try to figure out things, trying to find Jason Momoa and solve this problem while everyone's split up. And it's kind of boring when everyone's split up, but everyone's mostly split up in the whole entire movie. Letty is completely written out of this whole entire movie, and I think at the time that this was being filmed, she, the actress, I can't remember her name for some reason, she was probably filming D&D, so she really had no purpose in the movie. But her character has no purpose in general. She was brought back to do nothing besides shout out Dom and basically repeat every single thing that she's done in the previous movies. And there's like a pointless fight scene in this movie with her, and it's like, and that fight scene had no purpose and it goes nowhere. And that's how I feel with each freaking scene, with characters that aren't Vin Diesel or Jason Momoa, because it doesn't drive the story anywhere. Again, it's a Fast and Furious movie. You're not really there for the story at this point, but they were basically there for the runtime, because if you take them out, it's a 30-minute film. So it's like they have to do something, I guess. Tyrese was funny. He was also pretty funny in the film for once. But yeah, if you enjoy the Fast and Furious movies after 5, that's pretty much where the films people have started been enjoying. You will enjoy this. You pretty much will have a fun time with this film. And I did enjoy it, but I cannot ignore the problems I have with the film. Even for an action movie, a dumb action movie, I can't ignore it, because I like dumb action movies. I'm gonna give Fast X a C-. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys thought of Fast X, and if you guys haven't checked my Fast and Furious series, I'll leave a link to the playlist down below. It was a lot of fun doing that series. But anyway, can't wait for Fast 11, I guess. There is a mid-post-credit scene, so stick around for that. It's kind of spoiled anyways. Another thing I freaking called in my reviews, but I can't say it because it's a spoiler, but I knew it was gonna happen, and I was like, fuck. And I was pissed at myself that I called it. I'm always good at calling those type of things, funny enough. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and like always, I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye, guys.